So, we are here with number 36, Eric. Yeah. Thank you for reaching out. I do want to let everybody know that you reached out to me about 2-3 times to make this happen, and I appreciate that because it says a lot as far as how you feel about the situation and what you're doing to actually, work with your situation. So, what you been up to?
Nothing. Right after I met with you the first time, I told my boss's boss, a bunch of people about it. I knew I was in a situation. About 3 weeks passed, and I did lose my job, one of my jobs, but life goes on. I'm trying to make a positive out of it, not in the kids, but the situation. Like before, I don't have much to say for myself because it was just not good. When I first talked to you on POF, on Plenty of Fish, I think I was depressed, and the reason for it was I had messaged 140 people. I had messaged 2 transvestites. It wasn't, I can't have what the hell am I? 2 trannies and even a paraplegic. I was like, just somebody talk to me. I had talked to 3 scammers, as I'd mentioned, somebody that hits you up and says, oh, you're way different than all these other guys and blah, 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 and then puts you on a site and was like, it's free, just put my number in and you just put your debit card information and whatnot. I even have text messages about that to other people. One other person right before I met you, the day before, about my love life, was talking to scammers, and that was I had messaged 140 people and you had talked to me, so I think that's why I was even that person that I talked to about scammers. I said, I'm probably just going to talk to the first person that talks to me. That's where I was at, and I went into counseling and I talked about how you shouldn't get your life, I was on POF and that shouldn't be my life. Life goes on. I shouldn't be trying to date somebody or talk to somebody so bad, right? So that's where I was at. After I met with you, I deleted your number. That's why I hit you up on Facebook. I was upset. I deleted POF. I went back on it, but just put my profile back up. But just because my counselor said, move on and just do what you do, just know right from wrong. Meeting a 14-year-old is absolutely not okay. She had raised a good point. She said, what if, let's say you're on a date and you go out with a girl and she tells you during the date that you're 14, or she's 14, what are you going to do? And that was an excellent point because, now you're in another situation, So I figured, at that point you have a ride home because we can't be here. And you just got to make these situations as life goes on. I hated life for a little bit because of what happened. I'm not a sex offender. You had told me before. Oh, I think you're about to say your history. Yeah. I just wanted the people to know. You do have a history with substance abuse, and I say that to say, not to say, but to commend you for not going back and relapsing in any way, shape, or form, because that's big. Yeah. That's big. The fact that you reached out to do this speaks volumes alone, right? And took it upon yourself to contact me a few times to do it, and then the fact that you already had a battle within yourself, because that's a forever battle once it starts, and to be able to hold that back and make this step, I just want people to understand that there is hope out there. Not all of you guys are the same. As I told you before, out of 55 people, you're the second that actually came for a re-meet, but the first that I feel is genuine, So appreciate that.
Yeah, honestly. Absolutely. And I wanted people to see, what you had to say and how you feel about everything from A to Z. So, with that being said, the day that we met, when you were on your way, what was going through your head and how did you feel?
Well, as I had said, I had to go to, when I last talked to you before I came to Bristol, I had to go to Torrington. I go to the methadone clinic because I'm on methadone.
Okay.
So under the methadone clinic, I was feeling, shitty from that. And coming to Bristol, it's funny because I just got an audible.com because I'm big into reading, so I was listening to an audiobook, so I didn't mind the drive too much, but I mean, Bristol, I'm from Bristol anyway. Yeah. So I was beginning to feel nervous, like this isn't right, and I understand that completely. I mean, if I were to get arrested, I totally get it, you know. I haven't been arrested yet. It's been 2 months. Going to meet you, though, I felt weird, I don't even know how else to explain it.
No, that's fine. I just want to understand your own words. How about you even let's get a little into detail, because I actually seen you before you actually saw me when we were there. Okay. Obviously, because you weren't expecting to run into me. But when I was first walking up, you were actually crouched down at the end of the aisle. Yep. What was going through your mind
felt
there?
Weird. I was like, here's the situation is I'm going to meet a 14-year-old girl. She said she was turning 15 in August. It's not okay. I didn't know it was illegal, which makes sense. Shouldn't even question that. But now I'm here.
Wait, time out. Just so we're clear for them, because I don't want them to go crazy in the comments. You said you didn't know that it was illegal, meaning...
Meeting.
Okay.
Meeting.
Right. I just wanted to be clear for them. Okay, go ahead.
And now that I'm here, I was thinking, if I'm seen with, it's just not good all around. And I was like, if anybody were to ask, I'd have to say I'm her fucking brother or something. I don't even know what else to say for myself. I don't even know if I should say anything about myself, because it's just not okay. I spent many sleepless nights feeling horrible. I didn't go back to using drugs, but I had stopped smoking for 5 months. When I met you, I had started smoking again for maybe 3 weeks, and then I quit again on Nicorette lozenges.
Okay.
But I was like, if I'm gonna get arrested for being a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. I have no sexual desires, especially towards a 15-year-old. Everyone I've ever dated has been older than me. My last girlfriend was 7 years older than me, so I'm definitely not into kids. Yeah. But
well, one thing I can say, on your side of things is, you didn't talk sexual at all.
Yeah. I had no intention.
And I hear you on that. And it's a little more believable now because you actually came back months later, to follow up, even after everything you went through. But at the same time, just because somebody doesn't talk sexual in the chat logs, and I'm not saying just you, I'm just saying in general, it doesn't mean that they didn't have that intention.
Right. No, I totally
some of them, as you've seen in my videos, are clever enough they're clever enough to know not to say anything in the chat logs, and they wait until they're in person. And when they meet the decoy in person, that's when all their real desires come out.
I wanted to say, because I had never really thought of this, like it was completely out of character for me. It was not premeditated. I didn't plan how I was going to do it. I've seen a lot of your videos.
Oh, yes,
people will immediately come up with excuses or whatever.
Right
so,
away.
Mine was just legit. You ran into me, and that was...
Yeah, it was pretty clean cut. That I could give you that, too.
And,
you didn't try to...
I felt... I had, what I'm saying now, but I didn't even think of anything. I just thought, what the fuck am I doing here? That was my,
So, the first, after the catch, your first night home, what was going through your mind?
I called out of work that night. I immediately, because I lived with my ex-girlfriend, so I told her. I met you at I don't even know, 10:30 or something. I think I went to her work at 11:30, and I told her immediately. And
what'd she say?
She was like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Because the thing I've been getting a lot of his messages, I know you're not like that. And I've even had people I'm not even friends with saying, I understand, because I would come to work and I would be like, I was on PLF, nobody talked to me. I was going in a low point, and I was 2 years clean, I off of heroin, and I was like, I need to move on and look for somebody to date, and I had messaged 140 people, and nobody had gotten back to me. And I even have text messages that I'm probably just gonna talk to the first person that talks to me, and that's the way it went.
Yeah.
And now that I'm in counseling, I could talk more about, like, you know, you need to make smarter decisions, like being on a dating site and just messaging people like crazy shouldn't be your life. And, you know, talk to the 14-year-old, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Said in the freezing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah. So.
I hear you. Now, you had told me that you were holding off on watching your own video for a while, and
I did.
You just recently seen
I didn't
it.
really want to watch. I knew it was there. I'd seen it just by scrolling through your page and seeing little bits, but I want to watch it because I'm like, that's me, and I already know it.
Yeah.
I was there.
I'm just interested because, you know, some guys like they're waiting for it to see it.
I thought of sharing it because like this happened, but I was like, that'd be stupid. Why would I want to say that I totally forgot when I saw my ex right after it happened. I was like, maybe I should just go to the cops and tell them like this is what happened. But she was like, see what happens. Seriously, because I don't know if I went to the cops, maybe they would have arrested me then. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Could
it's
be,
possible. Yeah,
on their
it's
mood,
definitely
maybe.
possible because, I mean, like, as you know, I do keep all the documentation and stuff, and if they ask me, I'll hand it over. I'm glad things panned out like this, though, because it gives me the opportunity to show everybody, like I said, that everybody, you know, isn't the same, you know, and that some of you actually will confront your problems and work with them. And when I say your problems, I'm not saying, you know, liking children. I'm saying what drove you to the decision you made to meet a child, because they're both wrong, you know? And that's the other thing. I want to show people that, you know, a lot of different things can happen with somebody to throw off their logic and their self-morale, you know? And you know, we're all human. We make mistakes. This is a mistake that I personally know that I could never admit. I've had some lows in my life. And that's not taking a shot at you by any means. Everybody's different. And that's my main drive in doing this, aside from getting the laws changed. I really struggle to understand the psyche, so to speak, you know? And that's just something that I'm interested in, and I believe a lot of the people that, you know, view these videos are interested in to build some type of, or not build, but gain some type of understanding.
Right. Like and when I was on PLF, I wasn't looking for a 14. You know, that wasn't my thing. If anybody else had messaged me, I would have talked to them. I had, even before I went on PLF, I was talking to other people. One girl, I was talking to my ex that I live with, and she doesn't want to. She said we could date if we don't hug, kiss, sex, or anything. So what kind of relationship? And we lived that way for like a year. And then the other girl I had asked out before, she said, you're very sweet, and I'll let you know after this weekend because I'm on and off with this other guy, and she never let me go. It's been 2 months and she hasn't gotten back to me, so that's why I went on PLF. So.
I hear you.
It's still not right. And I would like to, I don't know if I can make amends, but
this is a big step.
Yeah.
This is definitely a big step. And
I'm not here just to make myself look good. I just want that to be...
Oh yeah, no, I definitely and the only reason why, just for the viewers, that he's saying that is I explained number 14 to him. You guys all remember 14, and you remember his demeanor in our re-meet. It was the same as when I caught him, and he literally kept flagging his videos and texting me asking about if I could take it down. So that's why he said that. He didn't just randomly say that. He's not here to make himself look good. We had talked about that off camera before the interview started. So yeah, I do believe that this is genuine. You wouldn't have reached out to me 2 months. Actually, it wasn't just 2 months later. You actually reached out to me.
Yeah, I messaged you like a month after.
Yeah, a month after, and then again recently, and then again to set it up and make sure. So you know, I definitely appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody else will too, because I mean, look at the numbers, right? Out of 55, one.
In what, 6 months?
You know, one, yeah.
You caught one person that you didn't get.
Yeah, that's just, it's crazy, and it goes to show you, like you were saying when you were watching the other guys, you know, how they keep at it, because there's many guys. I've caught this one guy 4 times, twice in person, and then 2 more times after catching him in person. I caught him on the chat logs, you know, and I didn't go through with the meets the other 2 times because he was already being investigated. But you know, like you were saying, these guys just keep at it, and it's like nothing will stop them. So I'm glad that this was a wake-up call for you. And I'm most glad that you've even said it yourself more than once now. You're trying to turn it into a positive. Or you're making a positive out of it.
Right.
And that's the best thing to do.
For them, like I was telling you before, I'd watched a lot of your videos, and as I had said when I messaged you, I think Friday on Facebook, that I was just getting furious. I didn't realize what a problem this was, and I was watching your videos, and I was getting like really agitated that there's so much of this, and there's going to be more. You're not going to catch them all. Chris Hansen's not going to catch them all. And I would love to see that there's just this more people like Incognito or Chris Hansen going out and doing this, despite how dangerous it can be. I mean, these people, what's more dangerous, you catching a predator or a predator catching a 15-year-old?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Now, I had something brought to my attention that I didn't know the day that we met. And I just want to ask your perspective, because I always ask the guys that I know that have kids, when I catch them, I ask them a couple questions.
Sure.
Now, it was brought to my attention that you have
2
daughters.
Yep.
Right? All right. So, just because I didn't get to ask it before, if this happened, even without sexual content, if this same situation happened with your daughters,
I'd kill him.
All right, I didn't even have to say how would you feel or what would you do. And this is my thing. So when she told you the age, she being me, right? Why didn't that, or I can't say why didn't it cross your mind? Did that cross your mind at all?
I thought about it,
or
but I was
like
thinking
the
about
sense of like wanting somebody to talk to.
I wasn't thinking
it.
about minor. I was thinking about like the woman I live with is 7 or 8 years older than me, and I even have a friend right now. My friend is 45, and I have another friend that's 23, and they're dating. It's 22 years.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of that. That's what I was thinking about more, not a minor. And
so you for lack of better words, you justified it in a way. Like,
in a way, just
for
to
yourself.
have somebody to talk to, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there's really no justification.
No,
but,
yeah,
right.
no, that's why I said it for lack of better
myself,
words.
yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
And I'm really glad we're doing this now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was brought to my attention through
I'm sure
the
somebody,
page. Yeah, they're like, hey, he has daughters, and they weren't saying it in a malicious way. This person actually that contacted me has their fingers crossed that you're getting help and that you actually come out of this.
Like I said, I had a lot of people.
The most positive light.
I had a lot of people that I don't even talk to too, saying like, I know this isn't you, and exactly. I hope you could just see help and have somebody to talk to that won't judge you, and Yeah,
when they reached out to me, they weren't doing it in a malicious way. They weren't doing it like, by the way, boom, boom, boom. Like, they were just letting me know what they did know, and that they wanted, they really want the best outcome for you. They want to see you come out of this in a positive light. So, you said that you're still getting treatment?
Yep. I actually see my counselor on Wednesday, and I was going to go in a relapse prevention group, which is like decision making, which would be like me and maybe 6 or 8 other people and a counselor. And we had talked about doing Fridays. Right now I work on Fridays, so I might not do that Friday, but it's like a 12-week thing.
Okay.
So I don't know when that'll start, but I'll definitely let you know. And I am seeing my counselor, so she's somebody to talk to. And I had her before when I was on drugs, so.
Okay.
She definitely knows me, so it was definitely, and we've talked a lot. We've talked
you guys
about,
have a relationship.
Yeah, we've talked about, journal making and just thinking before doing, all that basic shit.
Yeah.
So.
That's excellent. Well, is there anything else that you would like to say or ask, or maybe even say to the people, or anything at all? This is really an open platform for you.
I don't have anything to say.
Yeah,
that hasn't been said.
Yeah, I was gonna say you definitely said a ton, and we talked, a lot. I think we covered everything that we talked about off camera, right?
Yeah, we talked about a lot.
Yeah,
we did talk. I don't know how long, maybe 30 minutes. We did talk before, so
we even swithed locations.
We did.
We even switched locations.
We switched location, yeah.
But all right, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing from you now in the future.
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, you know.
And I know that I don't have to, like with other guys, I keep stressing that and say, you know, you're not obligated, but you can. But you took it upon yourself, like, hey, listen, I was just for everybody so they do know, when he first messaged me, he said his number, because he knew what number he was, and and that he wanted to you know, have a meeting after he started getting help, and that's exactly what he did. So we definitely got to give him credit for that, everybody. He's definitely taken a step in the right direction, or has taken multiple steps, because, you know, you're looking at somebody that suffered with a serious, you know, addiction and substance abuse, and he didn't even go back to that. I know people personally that have relapsed over situations that are not even half as stressful as this. So I really do, like, I genuinely commend you on that. That's big. To not go back and to do this, like, those are two really, really big things. The other thing, if for some reason the authorities ever did take interest in you, which I don't believe they will, because, you know, you're nowhere near a lot of the other guys that they see on my site. But if they were, this alone speaks volumes for you, and it actually does matter. A lot of guys, even when I catch them, they're like, oh, but what good is talking to you? It's like, well, if this does get to the court level, they look at how you conducted yourself when you got caught, the things that you said, they match that up with chat logs. You get what I'm saying? So it does matter. And the fact that you took it upon yourself, as I said before, to contact me multiple times to make this happen, speaks volumes. So thank you for that. And the next time we meet, you know, if you want to if you want to update the people, we can do that.
Another
month, 2 months, however you want. If you want to update the people, we could do that.
Nice.
If you want to just update me and have me update the people, like, however you want to do it after this now is completely fine.
Incognito's gonna be famous now. He's working with Chris Hansen, so it's awesome.
It's not about, you know, what's crazy, and just because you had brought that up, when I first started this, I was just curious. You know, I had obviously seen Chris Hansen for years beforehand, but it didn't become something, it wasn't a real idea until I came across this guy. You should look him up, he's really good. His name's Stinson Hunter.
Okay.
He's from the UK. He actually recently stopped hunting. He does a podcast now, but his story related more to me, you know, living one life on the other side of the fence, so to speak, you know, as far as the law goes, and then making a turn to do something good.
Absolutely, making a difference.
So once I saw him do it, and him going out and you know, actually, you know, not just interviewing these guys and having somebody else do the chat logs, like, he was the dude doing the chat logs, and then he went and met him. I was like, you know, I bet I could, you know, make a little difference. Let's just see how many guys there are. And then when I saw how many, I was like, all right, like, I need to really focus in on this and try to get good.
That's where I'm at now. With you. And now I see you, I'm like, somebody's doing this.
Yeah.
It could be done,
So that's what made me do it. I wanted to find a way to get in touch with Chris Hansen, but I never, like, I definitely didn't think it was going to happen that fast. And when he reached out to me, it was a shock, you know? But yeah, this isn't for fame. Anybody that knows me personally knows that this isn't for fame, and if it was, I would have been showing my face a long time ago. Like, the only people that know what I look like are people that know me, or the people that I catch. You know, I mean, eventually I am going to show myself, but the reason that fame is actually necessary is to raise the ultimate awareness. And
that's where I'm at as well, because, like I said, I mean, there are other people who caught too. I see that, I don't know if they're sexual intentions, but I didn't know it was illegal, and I was just caught up in making a stupid decision.
Yeah,
so
I'm just blocking the mic for the wind.
But awareness, this is a beautiful thing, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And I try to make my material so parents can watch it with their kids, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And use it as an educational tool.
It's cool because it's like, you know, it's Connecticut, so, you know, I haven't seen anybody I know yet, but I'm sure it'll happen.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will.
You know?
I'm sure it will. Well, thank you very much, Eric. I'm going to cut this now, and we'll see you again whenever you decide to reach out to me. You know how to get in contact.
You're never really asleep.
All right.
And you're never really awake.